Hello my little lovebirds. Today's video is going to be about my outfit of the day. Let me show you my skirt. This skirt I got out in Vegas, and it has a zipper that goes all the way up the back that leads to my waist, and you see it has a really high split. And then I'm wearing my 5-inch heels today. Look how sexy. They're slingbacks and they make my feet look oh so pretty. So that's what today's video is about. What do you think of my outfit of the day? I have on a shirt that's a size or two too small, but well, actually, you know, today's video is part 3 of my 3-part series. Sorry, I had a hair in my mouth. This is part 3 of my 3-part series. Yeah. Today's video is about my outfit of the day, but not in the way that you think. The video about my outfit of the day is the number 2 reason why men get used, and that's lust. The inability for you to control your lust. And as long as, listen, as long as this is all I need, then you will always be a slave to me, because I will always have this, and it will always be just outside of your reach. Okay, let's talk. The very first video that we talked about was the conclusion to the video that I did on the war on sex. The second video for today was the video that I did about when no doesn't always mean no, no means try harder or force me, and how that is an ideology that is running rampant and destroying our society. And then in number 3, we're going to talk about lust. A few days ago, I did the video, the number 1 reason men get used. And the number 1 reason I said men get used is because of the lack of qualifying the woman. And you know what? I think that, and then I started getting, you know what? First of all, I wanted to say thank you to all of the men who have written to me. You have made me so happy. Hold on, my window. Excuse me. Oh, goodness. Sorry, I have to get my light in here. All right. Yeah, you guys have made me so happy by writing to me. I asked you guys, you know, if you appreciate the videos, to please do, you know, contact me and let me know, because I wasn't really feeling a sense of appreciation and love. And I'm happy to be able to come out and talk with you guys today about something that I feel is a tremendous problem in the male and female community, and that's the situation that runs rampant with why it is that men just don't know. Oh gosh, listen, I want you guys to please look in the comments, because this video is going to be about 20 minutes long or so, and there are going to be people who will not watch the video, but they're going to come in and they're going to be like, they're going to be angry because I have a little bit of showing. They're going to be angry and they're going to be like, why should I listen to you? You're titties hanging out. They're going to be so upset. But the thing about it, the reason why you should listen to me is because I have something that no other male relationship coach can have. I have the ability to put you in a frenzy. I have ability to mess with your mind. Because as you listen, and I have on a regular, all I have on is a shirt that's too small. And also my cute skirt with the zipper up the back. But I have the ability to really mess with your mind as a man. Because, you know, men are very susceptible to the whims and the wilds of a woman. The moment you see a little bit of this skin that's pretty, and the moment you see that curvature, you start going crazy. And you know what? There'll be some men who will find it hard to even listen to me because of this hanging low, no matter what it is that I'm saying. I'm saying, listen, this lust is going to destroy you. And they're still going to be there like, I gotta go. Oh! It's going to destroy you. And the men who know how to control their lust are the ones who end up very wealthy. Because if you are squandering not only your time, your money, but your seed, you're going to always be chasing based off of the outside alone. Let's talk about qualifying a woman. What is it that I need to have besides these? What do I need to have? As a human being and as a person, what do I need to have? There was a person who came on the video who said that he can't bust in his friend's mouth. so inappropriate, right? But he was basically saying that he would not be able to climax in his friend's mouth, meaning if he made his woman his friend, he would have a hard time sexually if he had mutual respect or a congruent relationship with her as a human being, that he would have a hard time feeling aroused. And I think that we have to talk about this dysfunction. I think that you have to, number one, you have to require more of a woman than outside physical beauty. And I'm not even going to be every man's type, and still most men would hit. I'm not going to be every man's type. I'm not going to drive every man crazy. But for the man that I do drive crazy, he'll be in the palm of my hand giving anything and everything that I want to me. You know, and I think that part of the, I think men, you need to take a step back. You need to start very early in the dating phase, and you need to change your mind about what it is that you think about a woman and a woman's sexuality. A lot of you don't want a woman who wants you because you don't respect it. You don't respect a woman who feels sexually towards you. You don't respect a woman, and if you do respect her, then you can't, you know, get freaky with her. You can't feel sexually, or you have this impediment, not impediment, a blockage. I can't think of the word, but it's like you have like a wall up that kind of blocks you from being able to be one and be congruent with this woman. That so much so that, and then part of the big overall issue is that we feel that beauty, outer beauty, equals inner beauty. That, oh, if a person looks appealing to me, that she must be beautiful inside too. And this is how you end up getting used, because you create an idea of who you think this person is based on what it is that you think of their outside. And remember, and you know what, I don't want to get into religion, I don't. But when people talk about Satan coming to the earth, you know, they have all these movies of Satan, the horns and the hoof foot and the red skin, and he's looking crazy and nasty. No. When Satan befalls onto the earth, he is an angel of splendid beauty. How else is he going to be able to, who's going to follow some looking crazy thing? No. And I think that this is part of the reason that in the Bible, you know, they talk so disparagingly about a woman who creates lust and desire. And we fall into that. We fall prey into that, so much so that we have all these things about devil women and sirens and women who bring men to their death. And it's really, it's not about the woman. It's about you and how it is that you, the weakness that you feel. Not that I ain't doing nothing. I'm just sitting here with a shirt on that's too small. I ain't doing nothing. But it's you. It's how you relate to that visual stimuli. Listen, oh goodness, you know what? And the thing is, I was reading this book about evolutionary psychology. I'm going to take a quick little segue. I was reading this book about evolutionary psychology. And in the book, it was talking about the, I don't want to say dysfunction, but just think about how weird this is. Imagine if you saw a cat or a dog looking at TV right? Looking at an image on the TV of which he could not get to, of a cat vagina or a little dog vagina. He couldn't get to it. He wouldn't be able to mate with it. And he'd sit there and spill his seed over what it is that he sees on the TV. And you see how this has no function in life and in reality. But you know, men, human males, they're very susceptible, that even if all they have to do is see the image of a woman and get aroused, his penis is sending him his penis sends him the signal, oh yeah, it's time to get it in now, it's time to mate, right? But this person is cut off from him and not able to come into contact with him, but still that penis is responding to the visual stimuli. And there was a person who wrote on my video yesterday about a situation that he's in with a young lady, where this young lady is playing this very dangerous game with him, where it seems like she's playing a very dangerous game where no might mean yes or yes mean no, and I don't agree with this game at all, right? But basically, this guy, he's able to resist his urges and resist his temptation. And men like that will go off to be very, very powerful men. If you can control that lust, if you can see past what it is on the outside and qualify her as a human being, you know, one thing I'd like to say, because I don't want to forget this before I leave the video. I know it's random, but never give anything that you don't feel comfortable giving. This goes for men and ladies. I don't care how good looking, how persistent, how anything that person is. I understand, yeah, you want to get in. Don't do anything you don't feel comfortable with, thinking that it's going to get you to a place that you want to be. Oh, let me say it. It's not thinking it's going to get you inside some punani. Like, oh, I don't really want to pay for this $3,000 whatever, but I think that it'll get me into some blah blah blah. Listen, let me tell you something. This goes both ways. If you don't feel comfortable spending a certain amount of money, don't spend it. If you don't feel comfortable participating in a certain activity, don't participate in it. If you don't feel comfortable doing something, don't do it. You have to listen to your inner being. So how do you stop from getting used? Don't give anything that you don't want to part with. There's always going to be a gamble. Listen, I'm a woman. So, I mean, I don't want to get used either, right? But there's a certain, when you come into contact with a new person who might have new game, there's always a chance that you will be used. But you know what? Listen, hear me. Don't give more than you feel comfortable giving. That way, if worse comes to worse, no harm, no foul, because everything that you gave willingly. Hear me. Do you hear that? Give it willingly or don't give it at all. I understand we like to play chess, but there comes a point where you got to reach a stalemate, where if there's something someone is asking you to do or prove in such a way that you don't feel comfortable with as a human being, don't do it. Don't participate in it, no matter what is on the outside. Oh, listen, don't let me clear out your bank account. Don't let me do it. Because you know what? Some girls out there don't care. You know what? It's so embarrassing. I'm going to tell you guys a story that I thought was really embarrassing. I did this seminar in New York. And one of the girls who was helping me, I was talking with the young ladies about how your time is very valuable. You know, before you go out on these dates, you know, you're taking your time. Listen, I don't go out on 3 and 4 dates a week. I don't have the time for that foolishness. So anybody who gets to go out on a date with me is getting some very valuable, precious time, because my time resource is very limited. You know, so so I was telling them, you know, your time is valuable. Number one, putting on, you know, the pretty clothes. This skirt alone was $70. These shoes, please. Listen, I know, right? The skirt is pretty. You gotta admit it. It looks good with that zipper going up the booty, doesn't it? You want to talk about stunner? Okay, listen. All right. So your time, the amount of time that you take to get ready, your presence there, and men are programmed. Men are just programmed as human beings to want, listen, I've spoken to even young guys, even boys, before they even know how to articulate it, they feel very protective of their mother. They feel protective of the women around them. Men like to protect just as much as women like to be protected. So men generally will want to take care of you, want to take care of the date, want to spend the money on that. Unless he's been so you don't want to be with somebody who's so damaged that he has been separated or bisected from his natural inclination as a man, because that's a very dangerous person to be around, or not worthwhile at all. Look at my face. Oh. So anyway, and we talked about listening to body language in the first video. Go check out the other 2 videos of the day. So anyway, excuse me, as I was saying, so as I was saying, you know, don't give anything you don't feel comfortable giving. It's as simple as that. There's a risk, but make sure that you give only what you feel comfortable with. Otherwise, you put yourself in a position where you are willing to give anything, even that what you don't feel comfortable with. If somebody says some foolishness that doesn't make any sense, you pay attention. Look at people's body language. You know what? I want to do a video. I want to bring 2 different guys in here. One I'm attracted to and one I'm not attracted to. And I want you to see how the body language changes. And I think that as men, you have to kind of pick up on the cues about which women are truly interested in you for you. Ask the tough questions. We talked about that in video number 1. You'd be surprised. You'd be surprised. Out of all, listen, I have never ever had a man ask me, Tonya, are you interested in me for me? Or are you interested in me for XYZ? Never. Ever. And I think that, and you know what, you'd be surprised how many women never ask men the opposite question too, and you'd be surprised how much communication is not going on. You know, somebody put a very disturbing story on my Facebook page. Come over to my Facebook page and stay up with me. He put a very disturbing story on there, and after I responded back to him, you know, he was embarrassed, you know. But I think that if something doesn't pass the smell test, you got to ask questions. Why is it that you're doing this? Why is this XYZ? Why is it that you're unavailable? Why is it this? Why isn't it? If it doesn't feel right, you need to leave. You need to leave. So let's get back to the heart and soul of this video. How lust is controlling you as a human being. And until you get that lust under control, you always be somebody's puppet. You have to learn how to channel that. We're going to talk about, there was something else that I wanted to say in this video, but I totally got thrown off kilter. You know what? Oh, I wanted to talk about sex and sexuality and the problem that exists when I've been leading up to these series of videos for quite some time. I put up a post on my Facebook wall about 2 weeks ago, and the post asked, should the same woman who kissed your babies also suck your penis? You know, or who kisses your baby, should that same mouth also suck your penis? And I think that, and you know, there were a lot of people came out and were like, oh, what, this is a stupid question. But then there were some people who contacted me privately, because people came out so vehemently, you know, saying that the question was so stupid that the people who really feel that way didn't feel comfortable coming out. So I'm going to tell you this right now. You have to form a functional relationship with sex and your woman. You have to not have disdain for sex and sexuality with your woman. Anything that happens between the sheets, between you two consensually, is between you two. And soap and water washes away everything. You don't have to worry about that. You know, and so I knew a guy who said that once his woman becomes pregnant, he's not having sex with her. You know what ends up happening? You know what ends up happening is men have the woman at home who they truly respect and want to be with, and they put her in this box, in this category, where they don't want her to be a freak, but they still have these sexual desires. So it becomes problematic, so much so that, you know, they don't want to do such and such with their woman or their wife, and then they go out in the street and I don't want to say too much, they go out in the streets and they seek what it is that they can't get at home, and they never even asked, or they never even put themselves in a relationship with a woman who is even sexually compatible with them, you know, because they felt, because sexual dysfunction was normal to them. A woman not wanting to have sex was normal, you know, wanting a feeling like you have to wrestle a woman down to have intercourse with her felt normal. So they went and they got into a long-term relationship with this person, and then they end up out in the street. They end up on these phone sex lines talking to a woman about how he wants her to beat him, or he wants to have this and that and it's done to him. He really wants to have anal sex, but these are things that he feels like he can't talk about with his woman or even do with his woman. And I want to, I said this video is going to be 20 minutes long. It's 20 minutes now, so I'm going to get off the video because I have 1 minute before my next appointment is supposed to be here, and I need to change out of this shirt. So anyway, listen. You need to take a step back and really go back to basics when you're forming that relationship with the woman. And not only get somebody who you're attracted to physically, because, you know, physical beauty does not equal inner beauty. Just because someone looks like an angel doesn't mean that they are. That's the easiest way. That's the easiest way. I want to do a full video on this where I really give some in-depth information. For those of you who know, my name is TonyaTko. My father was a boxer. And so me and my brother, we grew up street fighting. I know, I know you can't picture me doing that because of what you think of me now. But listen, we grew up street fighting. And a very common tactic in street fighting is to distract your opponent and then hit them low. Distract them. Some loud noise in the background. Use this hand up in the air, and then while it's up, you punch them right in the stomach, knock the wind out of them. What is this? Because people who really want to fight, they just fight. Listen, because you know, all that arguing. Put your hand up in the air and punch them with the dominant hand. Go ahead. Have somebody jump out of nowhere, or car noise, anything. Distraction. And as long as you're distracted by these, or a big old booty, or somebody seeming so silly, and that you think they're stupid. Go ahead and think I'm stupid. You think they're stupid, and while you're caught up looking at this, that blow comes and hits you low. Oh my goodness. Did I never finish the story from my conference? Let me tell this story about what embarrassed me. Ugh. I was at my conference and I was talking to the ladies about how your time is so important and so precious, and that you really have to, you really have to know who you're, qualify a person before you even go out with them. I don't go out with everybody. If somebody goes out with me, honey, it's a big treat for them and for me, honey. Ugh. You talking about you not going to pay for the date? Get me to come out my house. You talking about you not going to pay? Let me put on some clothes for you. You crazy? We're going to talk about why men should pay for the date, for the first date, in another video. Ugh. Listen. This girl had the nerve at my conference to say, and she was working with me. That's the sad part. She had the nerve to say, it's so embarrassing, can't even repeat it. She was like, if anybody offers her dinner, she's going. Free food. That's what she called it. I said, honey, ain't nothing free. First of all, your time is worth money. There ain't no date. Come on. It's like, it was embarrassing to me. And I tried to talk to her at the conference, and she was like, my mother told me as long as the food is free, you going. And there's some girls out there like that. I remember when I was in college, there was some girls who just wanted the attention. They didn't even like the guys. The guys would call and they would talk all disrespectfully to them, but the guys thought that they were so pretty that they dealt with all of this disrespect. And it was like some of the girls, they just wanted an ego boost. They just want people telling them how pretty they are. You're so pretty. You're so cute. Look at you. Your booty's so big. Oh, I really want you, and I'm chasing you. And that's just a big old ego boost. Yeah, keep chasing me. Ha 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 ha, dummy. And it's sad. I don't play those stupid games. It's not worth my time. I don't have time for that foolishness. I have my own self-esteem. So you have to know the difference between somebody. Listen, men, if somebody is disrespecting you, if a woman is disrespecting you, leave. You have to have self-esteem enough to know your worth as a man, not to stand there and get disrespected. Someone calling you all types of ends and whatever, calling you out your names, leave. Leave that situation. Leave it. Leave it. And you know what? One thing I never got a chance to say in the second video that I thought about after I finished recording the video was part of the reason that you need to make women beg for it is so that you know. So listen, get these people off their high horse. Get them off the high horse. Seriously. Get them off the high horse. Because you don't want to enter into that sticky territory about not knowing whether or not she really wants it. Make her beg for it. I'm talking about penis. If you're in a situation with a woman where you feel like you have to wrangle and wrestle her down in order to get inside her vagina, you need to take a step back. Take a step back, and if she's still pulling you forward saying yes, put it inside of me, you know, okay, a little bit of struggle is sexy, but a whole lot of struggle, no. You need to be very wary. You can get yourself caught up in a situation where you get caught up in some date rape because you didn't realize that she didn't really want it. No always means no, and the absence of yes is not consent. Only yes means yes. So get her to open wide and say, yeah, daddy, put it in me. Or, yeah, baby, give it to me. Something. Yeah, listen. Let her admit that she wants it. That could be a tremendous ego boost for you. But not only that, it's legal. It's the legal thing to do. It's the legal thing to do. You don't want somebody coming after the fact talking about this was not consensual because, first of all, you're stronger than her. And after a certain amount of pressure, there's a fight that a woman just can't do anymore. She can't physically fight you off anymore. The struggle is just too much. You're already stronger. You're already heavier. And then after a while, she just can't continue to fight. You don't want to get into a sexual relationship with a person like that. And ladies, let me tell you, don't, oh God, let it be known. Get very vocal about how you don't want to do that. Get very vocal about it. This video was all over the place, wasn't it? This was the last video, so I had to say all the stuff I didn't say in the prior videos. So let me get out of here. My appointment is late. I need to go change anyway. But listen, I love you guys. Stay up with me. Men, I really need to hear from you. I need to hear about some of the issues and problems that you're having so that I can continue to make more videos. Ladies, keep up the questions in the comments. Make sure everybody gets on the mailing list for my book, Lessons from a Motherless Child, 10 Most Crucial Secrets of Love, Sex, and Self-Esteem. I learned the hard way so that you don't have to. Learn from my wealth of knowledge, the mistakes that I made, the things, the tuition I paid to the School of Hard Knocks. Get that. This book is not going to be published publicly. This book is going to be published privately, only to the people on my mailing list. So get on the mailing list for that. Come over to my Facebook page. I talk a lot on my Facebook page, and we're there for now, but I'm in the process of having my website built up, and my website is going to be fabulous. So all the stuff that I post on Facebook, all those intellectual debates, that's going to move over to my website. So listen, let's hug. You want to hug me? Ladies, gentlemen. I mean, some of the ladies want to feel me too. Come, hug me, hug me, hug me. I love you guys very much. Oh, let me fix my skirt. Now go out there and love one another. But most importantly, love yourself. Let's hug. I love you guys. Oh. That was enjoyable, wasn't it? TonyaTko. And I'm out. I'll talk with you guys later. All of the contact information is below the video. Just click on see more. Peace. Hit them low, distract them. You're looking at this, my arm is going in your wallet. Just joking.